Hey, FlimsyLunchTray here, and I hope you enjoyed that little opening bit. That was on the public test server, as you could see I was testing out playing against submarines, and I tested playing the submarines themselves, but that will probably be in a video a bit later on. So, today's video, Friday video, and I'm featuring, as you saw in the opening, the Tier 8 British destroyer, the HMS Lightning. So that means I will be doing an upgrade and commander build video on her tomorrow as well. Now, to say up front, I've only played the ship against human players in total 3 times. I played twice on it in the... I played a few couple co-op battles in it too, but against human players, I played 2 on the public test server. I'm in ranked, testing the mechanics against submarines. And then this battle last night, on the main server, on the NA server, and a random battle here in Trap and Domination mode. Normally I wouldn't... Well, there's 2 reasons. One, this is a really good battle. Secondly is the other reason, or what I'm trying to say is the reason why I wouldn't normally showcase a ship so early. I usually like to get more battles in before I kind of present it to you as viewers, subscribers, to get a feel for what the ship can do. But the reason why, 1 was it was a really good battle, 2 is because it plays so much similar to another British destroyer I have, the premium destroyer HMS Cossack. HMS Cossack is also a tier 8 British destroyer, but she's premium, and these 2 play a lot alike. Outside of differences between the main battery and the torpedoes, but maybe we'll talk a little bit more about that in tomorrow's video. But we are talking about the Lightning. I'll talk a little bit about the ship throughout this battle as well. But first I want to say I went ahead and decided I was going to dive the center cap. One of the reasons why I feel comfortable to do that in this ship is because of the hydroacoustic search, which detects torpedoes up to 3 kilometers away and ships up to 3 kilometers away. I pinged the map because I noticed this the smoke screen over here telling me, communicating to me where the enemy destroyer was, which we have the tier 7 American destroyer, the Mahan. So I'm going to try to use a corner of this island to pop some shots off before he can detect me. We incapacitate his engine, but he DCPs it, and he does it a little too early. I don't know why he kind of came out charging guns here, and because he already DCP'd his engine, he doesn't have DCP, and we're able to set a fire on him. And as I just kind of reverse back behind the closure of this island. The hydroacoustic search is really good, and that was another reason why I popped the hydroacoustic search before I even nosed up to that corner, because I was expecting torpedoes to come that way. I would have done the same move even without hydroacoustic search, but it's nice to pick up torpedoes. As you can see, I have a friendly York who has dived with the cap with me. Kind of really aggressively, so I don't foresee him living much longer. So if you're in a light cruiser, don't just dive into the island like that early, or just to York, let me say it that way. Because yeah, and then there's the 3rd set from the Mahan. So we're all good. So I reverse and try to get some shots on the commander here. You may have already noticed that we are top tier, and that is quite alright with me. Maybe not as fun for those who are playing the tier 6 ships, as you'll see throughout this battle, but yeah. So our Fuso just took out the enemy Mahan. I'm gonna go ahead and move up, and I know that I feel like there's a Nuremberg still lingering around, so I'm actually gonna dump torpedoes in the channel, keeping the torpedo bug in mind. I sail in a straight line. The torpedo bug right now is in update 10.6. If you turn while launching torpedoes, it'll cause your torpedoes to curve and they won't hit where you aimed at all. That actually may have benefited me on this next torpedo salvo that we drop here. So I've got the hydroacoustic going. There it is. I'm trying to figure out where some ships are, get some spotting in. And that's when we pick up the Leander again, but then also we pick up let's see, which ship was that? I can't tell from my recording screen. It's one of the German destroyers. Yeah, Z31, I believe it is. So we're gonna pop some shots off, and I dumped torpedoes on the center of that island. I'm assuming he's going to kite that way if he stays in his smoke screen. Unless he just charges away. But it looks like he's actually going to Notzer on that island. Yeah. And I went ahead and just dumped or left the smoke screen because it just wasn't safe to stay there any longer. At this point, I'm thinking I have to re-engage with the Z-31 as around this corner. And we get him. So, yeah, a bit of luck there, because I think when I was turning to the left, it caused the torpedoes to curve a little more towards the left. And I think he grounded on the very far left side of the island. Otherwise, we wouldn't have hit him. So, the bug is really bothersome, but I guess in that case, it kind of helped us there. So we secured Bravo. So now my goal is to move up here and assist at sea. We lost our friendly destroyer in the cap. And I want to try to hold off the any push here as long as possible. Now that's when the Akazuki smokes up in front of us as he's farming the Fuso. Now here is where I decided to do, instead of just charging the smoke screen, if there was no other of his allies around, like this Massachusetts pushing in, I would have just probably dived and got really close to the smoke screen because I picked him up with hydroacoustic search jets, getting closer to coming off cooldown. But instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to stay just outside the cap, and I'm going to zoom in here, and I'm going to dump both my torpedo tube sets. So I'm going to zoom out here, trying to figure out where he's at in the smoke. He's on the left side. So we'll dump a set there, we'll dump a set back because he's reversing while firing. And we're just going to continue along the outside of the cap here because we don't want them to know that we're here. He has no idea that I'm here. So the longer he stays parked nice and still in that smoke screen, the better off for us. So we're about to lose our Fuso. As you can see, I told him to get back. But with that volume of fire coming in between the Leander, let's see, Massachusetts, and is there a Baron in the background? It's not going to favor well for him. And look at that, smoke kills. Now, speaking of which, we're going to pop our smoke screen ourselves, which is the British. It's got short activation, or yeah, short duration, but quick reload on the smoke. Now we set a fire off here, figuring out where he's going. Now his guns are pointing right into the smoke screen, so I'm assuming a blind fire is coming. He gets one hit or two hits maybe on us. And I'm going to reverse to the end here. I'm going to stop because I know he's going to have another reload coming in, and I'm going to accelerate out of the end of the smoke. Yeah, we avoid those. And you can see our smoke doesn't last very long. It's got that short duration, so I'm already having to bail. So theoretically I should have bailed a little bit earlier, but we'll just try to juke the Massachusetts shots when if he gets the reload in on us. Now his Massachusetts is letting the smoke burn because he's expecting torpedoes. I did switch to my torpedoes if he had prior target, just kind of flashing him, just to make him think that maybe I've already got torpedoes reloaded and they're coming in. But only now are my torpedoes up, and I switch to them now. So in this sense, he's going to know that if he has priority target, that I'm just beginning to launch torpedoes. So kind of go there. I'm really tempted to switch to armor piercing and fire on this broadside Leander, but I decided it's not worth the risk at this point in time. We just kind of need to focus on this Massachusetts right now. And I'm going to turn out and away because I want to get the island just behind me here to the left between myself and the Leander and the Baron. I just want to be engaging the Massachusetts only right now. But I'm not going to fire because I don't want to spook the Massachusetts from eating maybe a couple of these torpedoes. Now these torpedoes, they are 8-kilometer torpedoes, and you get 8, 2 sets of 4. A little difference there with in comparison to the Cossack, which Cossack gets 1 set of 4, but they go 10 kilometers. So there's a little bit of a trade-off there. Now we did cause flooding. Yeah, I think we caused flooding because that's our 3rd torpedo hit. And I set him on fire there too. So now not only is he flooding, but he's also burning. So I was about to go dark behind the island. So it was really that I kind of planned that on purpose. I think his DCP is still on cooldown, his damage control party. So I'm just kind of switching back and forth, seeing what direction is he going. I'm hoping that the flood and the fire is going to take him out, but with the Massachusetts, he has those 40-second cooldowns on his repair party, so I know that can definitely be a factor here. And it looks like, let's see, he's down to 3,000. So I slow down here. I'm using the back side of the island a little bit. So he's really close to death, and then, yeah, he's popped his repair party. So I really want to get the kill on him because I feel like I've worked really hard so far to kill him. We set him on fire twice. We flooded him. Or maybe we set him on fire more than twice already. So with my health pool, I'm a little okay open water gunboating for the moment because I don't want the Massachusetts to get outside my gun range, which is important to note because right now I don't have the fully upgraded modules on the Lightning because this was my first battle. But I will, in tomorrow's video, I plan to have them, the upgraded modules to show you off. So we go ahead and we smoke up, and we get the Arsonist. Now on the base guns, what I was trying to say is like the gun range on these is only 11.1 maximum firing range, where with the upgraded module, you'll get up to 10.2. That's the Mark 7 or Mark 8 modification 2 for the guns. So I go ahead and dump some primitive torps. Maybe the Bayern is going to wander that way, and maybe not. Now, what I want to do now is figure out where did this Leander go? Is he moving up on the side of our setup here? Where did he go? Another thing I want to note, because I don't have, there's two module upgrades for the Lightning. The one is the guns and the other is the hull. So I have the Lightning A hull mounted, and I do have survivability expert, so that gets us up over the 15,000. So Lightning A hull has 13,000 hit points, whereas Lightning B hull has 15,900 hit points. So pairing that with survivability expert, definitely have much more health when we look at the ship tomorrow. But this is one of the things I like to do. I'm utilizing actually the daily bonus, victory bonus if we win, and I'm using every single special flag. So you'll see how economically that benefits us, as well as commander XP wise and stuff, which you'll see at the end of the battle, and then why I do that when I'm trying to get the first upgrades, because you always want to go with the hull upgrade first. So the Leander, we picked him back up. I'm really actually trying to get Citadel Seal here in Lightning on the broadside Leander. I think I actually need a little bit more closer because I don't quite have. It's too high of an angle because you can see my AP shells are like kind of coming in from the top with that arc. But we pick up high caliber there. Oh, as well as that Arsonist earlier that we got in Massachusetts. So I don't get that too often, so I was pretty happy about that. So I just decide, let's just go ahead and switch to HE. I was going to actually keep blind firing the smoke, but he pulled out of it. I don't know if he had hydroacoustic search up and saw the torpedoes coming in. But I'm really trying to kill him before I go back behind the island, but we're not going to be able to do that. So I got to send up here, and we're going to swing in tight. We're going to slow down a little bit here. Makes our turning radius, our turning circle, tighter when you slow down in the midst of a turn. Because rudder shift time is actually pretty good already on the Lightning. And I'm going to use the hydroacoustic search here and try to see if pick him up if the Leander is pushing the island. So actually I don't have the hydroacoustic search up. The range on the mini map, so actually I'm going to pop that, so figure out maybe where he'll be. Okay, so here's the torpedoes. So I was expecting that, so that's also why we stopped. And we also detect them with hydroacoustic range, or hydroacoustic search. So our rear turret eats the island there, so unfortunately he gets this pretty decent salvo on us before he goes down. A little bit greedy there trying to get the kill. I should have just angled a little bit more and then turned more, giving him a little more side to get my front turrets on. Because you have two front turrets and then you have one rear turret. So you kind of maybe have seen maybe a little bit throughout the battle in the chat window. I've been communicating with my team, kind of letting them know what I'm doing. Earlier I was like, hey, I'm going to move up to C. Hey, my hydro's down. Because sometimes there's some players like, oh, maybe this Lightning, his hydroacoustic search is up. I can stick close to him. And now I'm letting my team know I'm going back into sea again. So good communication with the team, and also the Synop players is first time in Battleship, so just giving him some advice from what I understand of the Russian battleships. Because I think he actually asked in the beginning of this video, should he go with the secondary build on Synop? No. Not what I would recommend. So, the enemy team still has the Shiratsuyu still alive. He's somewhere down around A cap, and he actually just stepped on it. So I didn't think I was actually going to cap C in time, but it turns out that maybe I'll be able to get another solo cap in here, because we've got the one from earlier. But their enemy Nuremberg, who's actually lived quite a long time, he just ate a big chunk of damage, I think, from the Richelieu, or maybe ate one of those torpedoes, I'm not sure. So we're probably not going to be able to get this cap in time. So this is HMS Lightning. For those of you who've been around long enough, know that the Cossack, the Tier 8 premium battleship, Tier 8 premium destroyer, is one of my favorite Tier 8 destroyers. Second is Kidd. And the Lightning plays really similar to her, outside, again, the guns and the torpedo difference. So maybe we'll talk a little bit more about that tomorrow's video, but the Lightning feels right at home for me, enjoying this battle. Now you're going to see what the victory bonus, as well as all those special signals, did for us. Almost 900,000 credits, 24,257 experience, and 18,828 free XP, along with Arsonist and High Caliber. We got over 131,000 damage, 4 destroyed, several set on fires. Actually has a decent fire setting chance, which is common on the British HE. Some floodings in the solo cap. And yeah, so this is what it looks like. We're going to top the team with 4 kills with 2,584 base experience with that High Caliber and Arsonist. So yeah, I enjoy this ship. It feels really comfortable to me to play. And the enemy Akazuki we actually killed in smoke. A little over halfway through the battle, actually topped the enemy team. So you can see we did more than the damage of the health pool of the Massachusetts, getting 83,000 damage. And you can see setting on fires, is it 34,000 and 13,000 with floodings. So yeah, and that's what all the special signals look like. A lot of modifiers. And the Commander XP, we got a really good chunk. I do have Bad Cap. I run him on my British Destroyer line. So if you're hearing some odd noises throughout the battle and commands, it's Bad Cap, which you could get through a combat mission. That was that's been several months ago. So I earned him through completing that combat mission directive. So this is the HMS Lightning, and my goal is to continue grind through this line. So maybe within the next few weeks, we can have a video featuring the Jutland and another video featuring the Daring, as I need to add another tier 10 ship to my port. So if you liked today's video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Subscribe if you do want to see more. And if you ever subscribed, thanks so much. Again, as a reminder, we will be doing an upgrade and commander build video of the HMS Lightning tomorrow in Saturday's video. And then stick around also for Monday's video. I actually have a player review battle that is really good. Includes a lot of burning. So if you're about that in World of Warships, then yeah, stick around for Monday's video. So I hope you have a great weekend, and until next time, take care.